Hello and welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to talk something about the action bar. So action bar is nothing but this thing right here which appears at the top, and if you have a look at this right now, as you could see, it is a simple and plain action bar and it is not showing any button over here. But if we run this application, you could notice that there is a button right here. So whenever we click that button, it is going to pop up a small item here which says settings. So in this tutorial we are going to learn how to customize this action bar according to our needs. So the first thing which I would like to mention here is that if you want to change the color of the action bar, so what you could do is that you could simply switch to the activity main.xml, and in there you could edit the color of the action bar. So you simply have to select this action bar right here, go to properties, go to a property called background, and change the color to any desired color which you want to. Then simply click OK, and the color of the action bar should be changed. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is that you could actually customize this action bar and you could add in a few buttons so that whenever you click a button, some action happens or some action occurs. So in order to customize it, the first thing which we need to do is that we need to add a compile dependency to our application. So in order to add a compile dependency, we go to File, then we go to Project Structure, and in Project Structure we select an option under Modules which is called as App. And as you could see, there are multiple tabs over here. So we are going to select the Dependencies tab, and this tab is actually going to contain all the dependencies which we have. And the dependency which we should have added here is going to be this dependency right here, which says com.android.support appcompat v7:23.1.1. So if you don't have a dependency over here, so what you could do is that you could simply add in a dependency. So in order to add a dependency, we simply click this button right here, and in there we are going to add a library dependency. So we simply select this, and if you don't have a dependency here, you simply type in the name of this dependency, and when you hit OK, this dependency should pop up. So you simply have to select it and hit OK, and the dependency should be added up for you. So basically these M symbols stands for library dependencies. So if we have a look here, as you could see, we could identify dependencies depending upon their symbols. So once it is done, we are good to go. So once you have added the dependency, we simply click OK. And now the next thing which we wish to do is that we need to add a small button over here which performs some action. So in order to add a button here, what we do is that we switch to this menu folder which is right over here, right below the layout folder, and then we select this file which is called as menu main.xml. So we simply select it, and as you could see, this is our file right here, and inside it, as you could see, we have one item which is nothing but the button for settings. Now the next thing which we do is that we go ahead and add one more item to it. So basically, in order to add up any button or anything to the action bar, what we need to do is that we need to add it as an item. So let's go ahead and add an item to it. So we go right here, then we type the item tag. So we type item, and let's go ahead and give it an ID. So we type ID, Android ID equals @+ID, and let's name it as order underscore action. So once we have the ID, the next thing which we do is that we give it a title. So again we go back, so we go here, then we type in Android title equals, and here we are going to add in a string. So we type add string slash, and let's name this string as order action as well. And now the next thing which we do is that we also need to mention the particular order in which this should appear. So we type order in category. So we type Android order in category, and as we want to display it as the first item, we specify the number 1 here. And now the final thing which we need to do is that we need to actually mention when this item should be displayed. So we go here and then we type app colon show as action, and what this thing does is that it is going to have some conditions like this item is going to be showed if there is a room for this item to be displayed on the action bar. So inside it we type if room. So once it is done, we are good to go. Now the only thing which remains is that we actually need to assign the value to this string right here. So in order to actually assign a value to this string, we again go to the values folder, we go to the strings.xml file, and we create a new string which is called as order action. So we simply copy this text right here, go back to strings, add a new string. So we type string name equals order action, and let's name it as order action. So now as you could notice, the error has gone. Now the only thing which we need to do is that we need to close this tag. So once we are done with this, we are good to go. So basically what we did is that we actually wanted to design this action bar right here. So we have basically changed the color of this. So in order to change the color, we go to the activity main.xml, we select this action bar right here, go to properties, go to background, change the color. Now in order to add an item, we actually cannot add an item to this over here. So this thing right here is nothing but the menu. So this is located under the menu folder. So if we go to the menu folder, we have a file which is called as menu_main. So we select this file and we are going to add a button over there in the form of an item. So in order to add an item, we use the item tag. Then we have specified the ID of this item, and that is because we are going to need it soon. Now after adding an ID to it, we have assigned the title to it. Then we have assigned the order in which this item should appear. So for example, if there are multiple items over here, so this item should be appeared as the first item. And then finally, we have mentioned show as action. That means this is going to be showed as an action if there is a room on the action bar. So that's basically it for this tutorial. And in the next tutorial, what we are going to do is that we are going to assign a nice little image to the button which we have created, and we are also going to learn how to handle the click events associated with any item on the action bar. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.